Between the well, the market, the cafe, and the kids running around barefoot, they are part of the everyday landscape of millions of Africans. They use everything until it's worn out. In this village in Zambia, like elsewhere, bicycles are heroes, capable of transporting dozens of kilos. Repaired with what's at hand, they are a tribute to ingenuity. And the techniques for repairing a puncture remind some of their youth, looking for the hole in the air chamber by plunging it in water. Because of these potholed roads and tracks out in the sticks, bicycles are essential for life. An NGO of Chicago, World Bicycle Relief, created after the 2004 tsunami in Asia, set up in Lusaka, the capital of Zambia, to irrigate Africa with its bicycles. The style is very American, casual and pragmatic, the alliance between an industrialist and a financier.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I'm the head of Africa operations for World Bicycle Relief, and I come from 15 years experience as an investment banker in Washington, D.C.
I'm FK. I come from an industrialist family. My father used to make parts for the auto industry in Detroit, and I've been in the bicycle industry for the last 25 years with my brother, manufacturing parts for mostly high-end bikes. The difference between the bikes we use here in Africa and the bikes in Europe or the US is that here no one cares about weight. It's all about durability, reliability, repairability. So everything on this bike is designed to last a long time, be used under very, very rugged conditions, and if something breaks, they can repair it or replace it with parts that exist in the field. I just love bikes. It's just the ultimate expression of freedom in my mind.
For Africa, they designed a bike capable of withstanding anything called the buffalo. Made in China, it is assembled here in Lusaka. World Bicycle Relief is not just a humanitarian organization, it's also a company that in the long term must earn money to be able to give bikes to those in need, but who don't have the means, and to sell them to those who will use them as you would a car in a more developed country.
And there's going to be generations of people, societies, communities living in Africa that simply are not going to have the option of a motor car or a motorcycle or high-speed rail. That's just simply not going to be part of their lifetime. So having a reliable bicycle makes all the difference in the world.
The head of the Baldwin workshop, called GG, knows this particular status of the bike in Africa well.
In Zambia, telling you the truth, when you have a bicycle, it's almost the same someone who has got a limousine. Meaning that if you have a bike, they even respect your family. Because it's like you have something, a component which can help the entire community, or is it your neighborhood? Just to have lent the bike, they use it for something else. You'll be honored, in short. Meaning that whatever you ask for, people will be there to help you. Because they know to say, he's on that level whereby other people can't reach.
It's of course by bike that GG comes and goes between his place of work and his home in Lusaka. But as the town is today invaded by cars, it's also one way of going quicker. Half an hour from the town centre by bike, GG receives us.
Welcome home. This is my resident. Okay. She's Betha, and then she's Beauty. And then far and there by the door, that's Brenda. I have 6 kids.
6 kids, but even more bikes, because GG is a former Zambian champion.
This is the workshop, as you have seen everywhere, by the roadside, there's some spare parts as well as bicycles. Before joining, World Bicycle Relief, I used to be, a Zambian, a top 5, a cyclist. So the time we were going for games, that's the time, I was like having a chance, of scooping out a bicycle. Wherever I go for a game, which means I'm coming back, I'll come with a bicycle. Now we are going to the church.
Gigi and Beauty are going to church by bike, of course. Sunday morning, almost the whole country prays, and above all sings, in one of these thousands of small places of worship dotted around the country. There are so many churches that it's impossible to differentiate them all. Together, there's an incredible fervour. Barely 1 hour from Lusaka by road, it's already another world waking up with the sun at 5 o'clock. It's been this way since the dawn of time. The day in the village of Mukatasha starts by the watercore. Margaret and her granddaughter are lucky. They can take their bikes to transport the container. Thanks to the donations it receives from people in the United States and elsewhere, the World Bicycle Relief NGO has already been able to distribute 100,000 bikes in Africa, and Margaret's life has changed since she got one.
It was very hard to me to walk every time to go and visit clients. It was very hard to me. So when they gave me a bicycle, now I'm safe. I used to see my clients even at evening. I do go, but when I haven't have a bicycle, it was very hard to me.
Even if in her English Margaret calls them her clients, she is not a retailer but a caregiver. Her role is to provide moral and logistical support to people with AIDS who are surviving in the villages. She does her rounds on her bike. In Zambia, a country of 12 million inhabitants, nearly 1 million people live with HIV. It is in the poorest and most isolated villages that the tragedy is a reality. The day before, they had just lost one of their daughters, like Margaret a few years ago. They show us their medication. But beyond chemical disease prevention, there's a different kind of work that needs doing to help them fight. That's what Margaret does by coming on her bike to see them.
The first thing which I do when I come, we sit down and pray. After praying, then we start working together with Aris. Is what I do. From there we sit down and discuss. Even if there is some problem, I encourage them. If she is not feeling well, I encourage her to go to the health center. Yeah, is what I do.
Zambia is an exemplary country in Africa. A lot of resources have been invested in public health by opening free clinics in the countryside, for example. But again, this goal needs to be achieved.
If someone is sick in my community where I live, I take that patient here by cycling with a bicycle here to the clinic.
The paradox is there. The Zambians have access to triple combination therapies, but the medication is a long way from the villages, up to 20 kilometers away.
The HIV drugs, they're important because we need to treat our people. But then we can have the drugs available, but if they cannot access them, then automatically we are not doing anything because they'll be just getting expired on the shelves.
Whether it is used as an ambulance or a simple tool to save time in fighting against AIDS, Margaret's bike helps her to survive in the countryside. Life expectancy in Zambia went up from 37 to 43 years in 2012. It's in Lusaka that we discover the dynamism of this country that has never been at war, and today is making real progress with regards to development. Over the past few years, the GMP growth rate has fluctuated between 5 and 6%. Dave and Frederick, the managers of World Bicycle Relief, have first-hand experience of it and understood that there was no longer a need to help Africa in the same way as before.
To me, the biggest mistake would be to create simple handout philanthropy. If we simply came out here to hand people food instead of teaching them how to farm, we would be causing a great disservice to them because we would take away their incentives to innovate for themselves. And in a way, that's a type of economic slavery that I think has occurred in the past.
Since the end of the colonies, the Africans fell into the trap of a system in which rich countries believed themselves to be generous, maybe to ease their conscience after centuries of exploitation and slavery. By chance, while out walking in Lusaka, Frederick and Dave came across these 3 cyclists trying to repair a puncture.
I'm always impressed by the solutions that people find in the field to fix problems like this. If you don't have any glue, but you still have to fix your tire, you can do what this gentleman did, which is to tie off the hole, which I've never seen before, so I'm very glad to have learned that. The fix didn't hold the air, so the air is all evacuated. I think one of the problems is that this is a very cheap bike, and the materials are very weak. So you see punctures all the time. Most of the bikes coming into to Africa are literally pieces of junk. Unfortunately, there are not many choices on buying high-quality products that can survive in this environment. It's as if this market doesn't have a voice. Good journey. Thank you, gentlemen.
It's by observing this that Frederick said to himself that there was a huge market to conquer in Africa. In 2012, a third of the 30,000 bikes of the Buffalo brand assembled by World Bicycle Relief were given. 2/3 were sold. Like here in Chongwe, a network of authorized resellers was set up, and even if it's expensive, approximately 130 euros, that is 2 to 3 months' income in a village, it is recognized for its quality.
Yes, it is quite expensive, but people, they have come to understand about these bicycles. These bicycles are genuine bicycles compared to these other bicycles. If somebody buys these bicycles, it takes time for him or her to start repairing it.
The Buffalo was starting to become the star of Africa because it allowed people to climb out of poverty. To understand the bike being a development tool, you have to go to Eugene Sialbalima's farm at dawn. What do you do so the milk doesn't turn before arriving at the dairy? The bike is the best solution. provided it holds the load on the roads. Eugene invested in buffaloes, and today with more than 100 cows, he is earning more and more money.
Yeah, we are getting rich just because of the bicycles. Sometimes back we are using these ordinary bicycles, they were not lasting long. But since the time we bought the buffalo bicycles, at least they have helped us a lot.
He was able to hire staff to milk the cows and to pedal to the dairy. It supports more and more families, and every morning is the same ballet of bikes and milk cans. At the Palabana dairy, Michael is in charge of collecting for a milk multinational.
But the moment they got these bicycles, farmers are able to deliver their milk price, that is in the morning and in the afternoon. And the result, the more milk they deliver, the more income they'll get at the end of the month. So it's really a good program. It has really helped us a lot. We are testing for freshness. Yeah, it's also to make money. In fact, we take this thing as a business. It's a business, in fact. And usually when you look at business, what you want to do is to make a profit at the end of the day. So people have taken this thing seriously. No wonder they didn't need the food. They deliver their milk on time, so that at least we are able to get at least a good price for our milk.
Michael spends the first few hours of the day at the dairy. Then he goes to his farm, by bike of course. He is also making money. But if Michael was able to buy so quickly, it's because he was helped by a microcredit, a financing technique that works well in developing countries.
Bicycles, I got them through a microfinance institution. Because in fact what it is that before the introduction of the microfinance, World Bicycle Relief came to tell us more about these bicycles. But when we looked at it, it was more expensive on our part to buy cash. That's how now they organize a microfinance by the name of Vision Fund. So the moment Vision Fund came in, then things started moving. I'm hoping to reach a stage where I won't need the bicycles now to transport my milk, but instead I'll need a van or a canter. So I'm looking forward to that time, and I know, by the grace of God, I know that time will come. Sure, but as it is, everything has a beginning. You can't just start big. You have to start slow. You have to start small. As time goes by, then you grow big. So I'm hoping to grow big also, and probably become one of the commercial farmers in Zambia.
A middle class is emerging in Zambia, and like in every country where people climb out of poverty, they dream of having a car, the symbol of a certain opulence. But before reaching that point, the bike is the first stage. The genius of World Bicycle Relief may be that of having created a bike and a brand, the Buffalo, and remaining businessmen while calling on the generosity of Americans.
We know that a bicycle changes the life or empowers the life of an individual that gets it. We think that the best way to get it out there into the field is through an economically based program like Buffalo Bikes.
It keeps us economically focused as well. So having the discipline of a for-profit entity keeps the accounting very clean, it keeps the focus very clean, and allows us to run more efficiently.
That's very American.
Yes. It is. We think by applying the best practices that we've learned in our capitalist background to development is the best engine going forward.
Yeah. Maybe another way to look at it, by combining the best of the economic world and industrial world with a commitment to empowering lives. It's probably a really best combination.
But Frederick and Dave are not just businessmen looking to conquer a huge market. What they're the most proud of in the World Bicycle Relief Adventure is a program set up with the Ministry of Education. Thanks to donations, this involves distributing buffaloes to teachers in the countryside, and above all, to pupils like Mildred. At the age of 14, her day starts at 5:15 a.m. and for an hour she'll sweep the edges of the hut, get water, light the fire and prepare for school. At 6:20 a.m. she leaves the house. She hasn't time to eat. She'll walk for 40 minutes or 3 kilometers, but today it's not a day like any other.
This is my last day to walk with my foot to school. I'll be now going with a bicycle. That's nice. I'm very excited to receive a bicycle.
Nearly 200 bikes left Lusaka in the night. A journey of 3 hours and the Kabwe school is in sight. Today is a day of celebration.
As you can see, the children now expecting the bicycles.
You are happy?
Yes, I'm very happy that I've arrived safely, and I'm very happy associating with these children now.
The Zambian national anthem opens a ceremony that will last several hours. The school headmaster is moved by the solemnity of this day.
Very memorable moment, especially that we have now seen the bicycles. Very soon everyone around will be receiving.
People are saying that, no, they cannot bring a bicycle for you, no, they're just liars, but now I've seen it. They are here and I'm going to circle one.
The number of bicycles that are going to be given, more will go to the girl child. And so if you teach a girl child, then you are teaching the whole nation. So this bicycle, if it is given to a child, to a girl child especially, the child will be coming to school in time, will be punctual for all school lessons as well as school activities.
Because the girls have too much housework to do, because they are more rigorous, because they are called on to pass on their knowledge to their children, the experience has shown that they must be given priority. It's Mildred who is going to make a speech on behalf of the children.
It is a great honor to welcome you all to this wonderful event organized to promote the education of the African rural child.
Mildred received a bike because she lives a long way away. A committee within the school has chosen the beneficiaries. It provides monitoring so the bike is not sold on by parents looking for a quick buck, and to prevent the bike from being used to go and drink alcohol.
How do you feel?
I feel nice because this is my last day to be whipped to the teachers. And I'll be coming early to school It's just like I'm dreaming. I can't believe it. Oh.
Mildred also dreams of continuing her education in Lusaka to become an accountant. Thanks to the bike, she will have more time to work. The World Bicycle Relief NGO understood for education, health and the economy, Africa is making progress on two wheels because it is also a continent full of promise.
Aha,